Now that actually is called a...
I call it a hide scraper.
A hide scraper. And what is it? What do you do with it?
Remove hair.
You scrape hide,
Yeah.
of course. And how long would it take? You know, I see the hides over here. Can we go over here and check out a couple of these hides?
Take about 45 minutes if I were to do it unbothered.
Okay, so...
And that's why I hate that until people...
And now what is the import of taking this hair off here and just getting down to the base?
So that I can either use rawhide for utilitarian equipment,
okay,
such as lashing on my blade, or horse equipment or dog equipment, say during the pre-equestrian era.
Okay.
Or making bags out of it.
Okay. Now, did they use the skin for tents and things like that?
That was mostly buffalo.
Buffalo. Okay. Yep. Needed something strong. Is there a certain strength in buffalo hide that's quite different than deer? Oh yeah.
Because it took an average of 20 buffalo to do a teepee, and so you'd have to have what, 80 of these?
Wow.
So.
That's amazing.
You know, 50 of them, so it's easier to do buffalo.
Let me see you do a couple of scrapes here. Let's show how this would have been done. And that hair is just coming off. Now, is it a problem that you got a hole? You poke holes in it?
Not usually, but I've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
Now, certain hides are thinner or they're weaker, and so you'll poke a hole.
Okay.
But you sew it up later and then brain it. So.
Now you say you sew it and brain it.
Yep.
Now what does that mean?
I soak mine in a mixture of pig brains and liver. And
pig brains and what?
Liver.
Okay, that's not a soup you're talking about.
Nope.
Okay. So, and the pig brains and liver soak does what to the hide?
Oils the fibers.
It oils the fibers.
Yep. All you're doing is oiling a hide.
Okay. And then once you soak it in the pig brains and the liver, it comes out of there, you hang it up to dry.
No, you hang it up, you wring it as dry as you can get it, and then you work it.
You wring it with what?
A stick, like a broomstick. Mm-hmm. And you fold the hide up, or you roll it up, fold it in half, put the broomstick in there, and wring it.
With your hands?
Yep.
Pig brains and liver?
Yep, and you wring it out.
I imagine you might be a nice fly magnet after the pig brains and liver.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So,
and then you work it dry by pulling it and stretching it.
Okay.
And I have special tools also to work the hide over.
Okay. I see you have it nice and stretched here on this deal. My goodness.
Yeah. It's drum tight.
Also, yeah, they use these hides for drums.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
This hide you could.
And this is a white-tailed deer.
Yeah.
Wow. And now you have hides here on the hanging up here.
And this one, these are examples of different hides.
Sure.
This one's, say, fresh out of the brains. It's in the white.
Fresh out of the brains.
Yep. It's in the white. It hasn't been smoked.
Okay. Now smoked, what do you mean?
I smoke it in a smudge fire because I said this was oiled.
Okay.
If you don't smoke the hide and this gets wet, you will wash out the oil.
Okay. All right. And now this one is a little darker here.
Yep.
What does that mean? That's the smoked one.
Yep.
Okay.
For about 6 hours aside.
Wow. Now what does the smoker look like?
I just I have a tripod.
Okay.
And I actually glue these hides up in a tube and hang it off the tripod. And then I have a little Dutch oven and I start a smudge fire.
Okay.
And then I smoke, and I run a tube up through the center of the hide to get as much smoke in it as I can.
Sure.
And I smoke it.
And the smoking...
And I wrap the tripod with, say, a tarp or even sheets to make like a teepee so that it holds all the smoke in.
And so smoking, it increases the durability of the hide?
And what it does is smoke has aldehydes in it, which chemically, say, bonds with the oil molecules in the leather and binds it to the leather fibers so that it doesn't as readily wash out.
Okay, wow. That's great. Now we have one over here.
Yep.
That's pretty raw.
Yep.
I mean, it hasn't been touched very much, but it does have a little hole in it. Why does it have a hole in it?
Either these are from rug bugs or weevils.
Oh, okay, so they get to it first, huh?
Yep.
And
one of them, like this one's the bullet hole.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I can see that. That's the place where this deer was shot.
Yep.
Wow, that's some hole. Think there's another one somewhere?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now what type of tension would you say this is? Can you measure the tension that it would take to hold one of these things at bay like this? I mean, what's the tension? And
I don't know. You probably could.
The pressure.
I've never tried measuring it per square inch.
Because it seems to take quite a bit.
You can see it's bowing the frame.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to take quite a bit to hold that.
And that's a 2x4 frame.
That's awesome. And so now, are you going to do this one as well?
Yep, this one will be scraped right after. In fact, when this gets so far done and kids come up and want to scrape,
sure,
I just let them start on that.
Just start on this one. Okay. Wow. Tell me your name again?
Darren.
Okay, Darren. And if someone wanted to have you do a demonstration like this to